Hello, welcome to this tutorial. I'm very glad to have you all. I'm super excited to have you all. Yeah, it's Moyes Graphics Creativity Academy. Um, in this video, we'll be designing an invitation card, a wedding invitation card, a simple wedding invitation card. So without further ado, let's go on right now. Yeah, the first thing we'll be doing now is to create our documents for this design by coming over to File, New. So we're creating our document. So let's rename our document first. Yeah, invitation card. Now you can see it's some millimeters, width 148. You can see the heights. So I chose A5 for it. A5. To do that, you can just come over to print here. You see this. You see different sizes. So I just click on A5 for this. So then I click on create. Now you can see what we have here. So the first thing now to do is to let's come over to view and come over to new guide and type in 50% vertical. You can see it's on vertical. Okay, the reason for that is so that we can get a proper middle for this document. You can see there's a ruler here in the middle. So after that, next thing now is to come over to solid color. Over here you can see here, click on it and click on solid color. Now this is the color I'm making use of, this particular blue. You can see you can see the color code. You can copy it. So I click on OK. So after that, now the next thing to do now is to we'll be bringing in a background. We're bringing in the background for this. Let me just minimize this. Okay, it's the background. How to make use of this particular background. You can see, just drag it in here and bring the background here. So now I'll be adjusting the background. Like this. Okay, good. So now let's click on this. Now after that, the next thing to do now is to let's rasterize this background. Let's by right clicking on it and clicking on rasterize type, rasterize layer. Rasterize layer. And the reason why we rasterize is because I've said it in the previous tutorials, so that we can do some advanced editing on this. Right? So after rasterizing this layer, the next thing now is that we'll be desaturating this particular color by clicking on Control Shift U. Had it been we didn't rasterize this layer, we wouldn't be able to achieve this. But because we have rasterized it, you can see now it has been desaturated. And after that, let's change the blending mode of this. So we'll be changing the blending mode by coming over here, coming over to this side. So you can see different blending mode. You can see blending mode. This is soft lights. You can choose them, but I think I will go with the overlay. Yeah, I'll go with overlay. So having done that, the next thing now is to come over here. Let's bring in a rectangle shape here by coming over to the rectangle here, rectangle 2. You can see. So let's just bring in a rectangle. Okay, like this. You can see what we have. Okay, you can see the view is cancelled. You can see. Okay, so now you can change the color of the view. You can as well choose this color for it. Okay, now you come over to this side and make the view is 0%. Then after that, you come over to the layer. You can see the layer now. Right click on the layer and rasterize the layer as well, so that we can do some more editing on it. After it has been rasterized, then right click, you double click on this layer, double click on it. You want to add stroke to this particular layer, you come over here and click on stroke. You can see, so now you come, let's reduce the size of the stroke. I think it's too much like this, it's too much. Oh, okay, 10 is good, 10 is also. Now the fill type, I don't want to use this color, I want to make use of gradients. So just click on this arrow here and click on gradients. You can see gradients. Now let's click on this gradient box. You see, click on this here to, so that you can adjust the gradient color. Now come to the color box and click on it. Now there's a particular color on this. I want to make it look like, so let's just come over here. There's a color code I want to use for this. Let me see. 5 6. Okay, let me see this color. Let me adjust this like this. Let me see. Just want to have a proper view. Okay, I think I'll go with the color code I inputted earlier. Okay, this is what I'm having. Now I'm come over here as well. Okay, let me copy the color code. Okay, so I've copied the color code. I want to impute this here as well. Color. Let me just paste the color code. You see. Okay, now I'll be coming over here. Okay, let me adjust this a little bit. Let me see this. Let me see this. Okay, so I want to adjust this one as well. Let me just adjust this here, or let me change the color code of these two. B4. Okay, I think this is very cool. Okay, let me just adjust it down here. Let me choose this as well. Trying to have, well, you can see the adjustments here. Let me just adjust this and see you can see the effect of what we are doing. Okay, let's just see this. I think it still needs some kind of adjustments. Stroke. Gradients. Okay, let's just leave it like this. Let's leave it like this. Okay, now the next thing to do now is to come over to, let's duplicate this particular layer. Let's duplicate it by clicking on Ctrl J to duplicate it. You can see. So let's just switch this off, this first one. So after that, let's rasterize this layer. Let's rasterize this. So then after that, next thing to do now is to come over to, let's come over to rectangular marquee 2. Yeah, you can see rectangular marquee 2. Then let's just draw a simple rectangle here, just a small rectangle. Okay, then after doing that, just click on delete. You can see after doing that, just click on delete, then click on Ctrl D to remove this. You can see what we have now. So after that, after doing that, we're bringing in another image here. By let's minimize this. The other image I want to bring in is this ring, this particular ring. Just drag it down to Photoshop like this and bring the ring in. So let's adjust the size of the ring. Let's adjust the size and just bring it down here. This is what we have. Okay, so let's adjust this. What to move to layers. Let's adjust this a little bit. Okay, so now having done that, the next thing we do now is that we'll be typing in our moving in our text. We're bringing in our text. Okay, so the first thing we're bringing now is let's go back to the text too. So let's type in our text. Let's just use the size of the text. Okay, let's type in the text. Okay, so the text color for this, now, I want to make use of like something like this. I'm trying to use a particular color code. So you can use a color code as well. This is the color I want to make use of. So after that, now let's change the font of this text. Let's change the font of the text. And I'll be making use of this particular font, ALS scripts. You can see. So let's input our text. Invitation. Okay, so now let's position the text. Now while you're on the move to, let's position this text. Just make sure it's in the middle. Click on it, Ctrl A, then to the middle. Okay, and Ctrl D, and let's just bring it up a little bit. Okay, you can see what we have now. So the next thing we do now is let me just come to the text as well, the text too, again. So I'll be typing in something now. What I'll do now is there's a particular font I want to use. This font is so amazing in the sense that you can actually I actually want to make it of a particular symbol. So the font will be helping us out on this, and the font is vintage, yeah, decorative signs. You can see. So in this font, how it works is that for each letter you input, there's a particular symbol is going to bring. For example, if I click on Q, you can see the symbol it brings. If I click on S, now you can see. So basically from Q to from like O to M, or you can see brings in different things, but I'll be using this particular symbol, which is U, for this design. U for this design. Okay, so after that, let me just adjust this to the let me adjust this by coming over to the move tool. Let me just adjust this now, and let me bring it to the middle as well. Control A, middle. Okay, Control D. Now you can see what we have. So after that, the next thing to do now is to bring in another text by coming over to the text tool. So let's type in our text. So we're changing the font of this text now. We're changing the font to okay, railway. Okay, let's see railway italic. No, let's come over here, let's change it. Railway regular. Okay, let's see this. Okay, I think this is cool. Now let's impute the tests now. Together. Media. You know what? Let's use the size of this test. Now let's impute test together with your families. So now let's double click on this test to reduce the size of the test. Let's double click on it and reduce the size of this test. Okay, let's just bring it up like this. So double click on it, let's reduce the size, let's increase the size rather, so that we can have a proper view. Okay, you can see I think the size needs to be reduced a little bit more. Okay, so now just click on Control A, then click on middle. Okay, so after aligning this to the middle, you click on Control. Let's align this to the middle, then Control D to deselect it. So now the next thing to do now is to be adding the name of the. We come back to the test. Let me duplicate this, or let me come back to test. The name. Okay, then type in the test. So now I'll be changing the fonts. ALS script. Okay, just click on now to W. So let's increase the size of these tests. Okay, so to the move to now, let's just Control A, let's go into the middle, then Control D. Okay, So now let's just bring this up a little bit. Now this particular I'll be duplicating this one because I want to use the font for the other one. Let's go for with a different font entirely. Let's go with a different font. Let's come over to the text tool by clicking on T. So I'll just come over to the font I want to use for this. Let's use Railway, and let's change this to, let's use Railway Bold. Let's see. Okay, Railway Bold is very, very good. Yeah, so it's okay. So let's reduce the size of this. Reduce the size, something like this, and over to the move tool. Let's just bring this to the middle. Control A, then bring to the middle. Control D to deselect. Then let's just bring down a little bit. Okay. Now, after that, now let's just bring this particularly Williams. Let's duplicate this by click. You can just hold your Alt key and double click on this and drag it down. You can see by holding the Alt key, double click on it and drag it down. So now let's just let's edit this like this. So now I just put in the okay, line. Okay, and to the move tool, let's just bring it up a little bit, bring it down a little bit. Okay, let's zoom this in. We are still going to zoom it in. Let's zoom it and let's just see what we are doing so that we can have a proper view. You can see what we are doing. You can see how beautiful it is. So let's just continue like this. I think it's very cool like this. Okay, now let's come over to, okay, having done that, let's come over to the move tool. Now I'll be doing the same thing to this. I want to duplicate this as well by holding my Alt key, double click on it and drag it down. You can see. So let's drag it down like this. Okay, double click on it to edit it, and let's impute the name. Just put in okay. So now let's click on this first, on this Caroline. So let's just Control A. I want to bring to the middle. Now you can see it's in the middle now. Control D to deselect. Click on this as well. Control A. Click here to bring to the middle. Then Control D to deselect. And the next thing to do now is let's come over here. This I want to double click on it. I want to duplicate this as well, like this. So let me double click on it to edit. This is what I want to use. Okay, so let me just change the color of this particular text. I want to make use of white for this, white color, white for this. Okay, so let me just adjust the size. It's too big. Let me adjust the size. I think it's cool like this. And come over to the, let me just drag now. Control A. Now let me bring to the middle. Okay. Control D to deselect. So I think we need to, let's just adjust this down a little bit. Oh. This down a little bit like this. This well down a little bit. This as well down a little bit. So let's just Control A. Let's align this to the middle now. Okay, Control D. Let's align this as well. Okay, it's now in the middle. Control D to deselect, by adjusting this down a little bit. Okay, so now the next thing now is to, let's come over to the rectangle tool now. To the rectangle tool, I'll be making a shape, just this rectangle shape like this, small, very small shape like this. Yeah, something like this. So now I'll be changing the color like this, and I'll be choosing something. Let me come layer, something like this. Let me see this. Let me see this color. Okay. Whoa. I want to make it deeper. Well, let me see this color. Wow, this color is still cool. So what we do now is, now while I'm on the, you can see I'm on the rectangle, to this new rectangle, what I'll do now is I'll come over to filter, yes, come over to blur, then come over to motion blur. Okay, you can see. Let's first rasterize this layer first so that we can do that. You can see, let's rasterize this. Now let's come over to filter, then blur, motion blur. Now let's increase the distance. You can see, look at the effects. You can see the effects. Oh, I think it's too much. Let's put it at 54. 54 is cool. Okay, you can see what we have now. Now let's adjust it a little bit like this. Okay, and next thing now is to, like this. Okay, let's just duplicate this, holding the alt key, double click and just drag. Holding the alt key, or let me just click on Ctrl J to duplicate it, and let's move it like that. Let's move it. Okay, it's cool like this. So you can see what we have now. So now the next thing to do now is to come over here. Let's input another text, but let's zoom out and let's see what we have. Let's zoom out. Okay, you can see what we have. Let's just drag this like this. You can see what we have. It's becoming more beautiful, more beautiful. Yeah, now let's come over to the text tool now. Let's zoom in back. Let's zoom in. Okay, now let's come over to the text tool and let's type in something here. Okay, so the fonts we'll be making use of here is, let's come over to the fonts. Let's go with this and let's just change. Let's see what we can use here. Let's see this semi-bold. Let's go. Let's use the size, something like this, and let's type in something. Press the corner. I want to reduce the size of this. Okay, let's continue. Of your the honor of your presence. Okay, let me just make this small letter. Let me make this small letter. Okay, you can see what we have now. Let's just highlight everything and come over here and just click on this so that you can have a proper view. So now that's removed too. Now let's just move this now to this side. Control A now to the middle. Okay, Control D to deselect. Okay, so we'll be changing the color of this particular text to white. Change it to white. So after that, the next thing now is I'll come over to duplicate this. Now. Now the next thing now is like I said, I'll bring it in this. How to duplicate this particular layer here by clicking on it and let's click on Control J, or yes, Control J. So let me just drag down. It has been duplicated. Okay, now now what I'll do now, I'll click on it to edit it. First of all, I'll be changing the color to white. Changing the color to white. Okay, then I'll be this was letter U, right? So I'll be changing this to oh wow, I'm doing this to Z. Let me see Z. This is equal like this. Let me see M. Oh. Let me see N. Let me see. I'm trying to look for another symbol I can make use of. So I'm just trying to see the color I can use. I don't want to use this. I don't want to use the. I don't want to use the Z, the U I used earlier. Just use X S. Okay, I think this E is cool. Yes, E is very much cool. Okay, so let's go back to the move tool and let's just adjust this down. Let's bring this to the middle. Control A. Yeah, align to the middle. Control D to select it. Now the next thing to do is let's input some other tests. I come to the test tool, then click on, let's type in test here. Let's change the fonts. Railway, come over here, let's use Semibold as well, and let's type in the address. Let's type in the address I want to use for this. Okay, the dates and everything. Let's just type in I think the size of the text is too much. Let me just reduce it and let me change this to, let me see, bold. I think this is cool. Size is too much for me. So today okay, so say okay, so that's that. And Okay, so now let's adjust this. Now go to the move tool. Let's come here. Let's align this to the center. Control A, then to the center. This one as well. Control D. Select this. Control A to the center. Control D to select. Select this as well. Before that, let's adjust this down a little bit. Now this now down a little bit. Wow. Control this. First of all, let me bring this to the middle like this. Okay. Then Control A. Let's bring it here. Okay. Control D to deselect. Now you can see what we have now. This is what we have. So now after that, now you can see what we have. You can see what we have. So now let's just zoom out. So let's try. You can see what we have. Yeah, you can see how beautiful it is. So now zoom in again. You can see what we have here. Look at how beautiful it is. So now the next thing to do now is let's come over to this solid color. The reason why I use solid color, why I didn't change the background from directly, let's just click on this solid color. You can see. So now we'll be adjusting this color to see some other. You can see different colors. You can just look for the one you really like. You see, you can see how actually this green also is very good. You can see different color for the background. So you can just change the background of the invitation card. You can see that's why I use the solid color, so that we can do something like this. This is also very beautiful. You can see. But basically I'll be going with the blue. So now let's save our work. By clicking on Control. So let's save our work. The invitation card, yes. The desktop, yes. So as JPEG, so you can also save. Okay, so you can as well save as a Photoshop file as well, so that in case you want to do any more adjustments, Okay, so now let's just see what we just did. This is it here. Let's open it and see what we just did. Okay, let's see what we just did here. Wow, look at the beauty of what we just did. Look at how beautiful it is. Look at. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching. So see you next time. Bye for now.